What was the role of viceroys in Spanish colonial control? Imagine a single person holding the reins of a vast empire across the Americas. That was essentially what viceroys did during the colonial era. They acted as the main representatives of the Spanish crown in the New World. Their job was to make sure the king's laws and policies were carried out across huge territories. These territories included areas like New Spain, Peru, New Granada, and Rio de la Plata. The first viceroyalty, called New Spain, was set up in 1535 with Antonio de Mendoza as the first viceroy. Later, in 1542, the Viceroyalty of Peru was created after Spain conquered the Inca Empire. Each viceroy was based in a key city like Mexico City for New Spain or Lima for Peru. From these centers, they managed everything from local laws to military defense. They also oversaw the collection of taxes and the extraction of resources like gold and silver. Their main goal was to boost wealth for Spain and spread Christianity among indigenous peoples. Viceroys had the power to appoint local officials, control trade, and keep order. But they didn't have total control. They answered to high courts called audiencias, which could check their decisions. These courts were part of a system that kept the viceroys in line and prevented any one person from becoming too powerful. Because of the slow communication between Spain and the colonies, viceroys often acted independently. They could start new programs or laws without waiting for approval from Spain. In some distant areas, the audiencias had even more authority, making the viceroy's role more symbolic. The viceroys played a big part in Spain's main goals in the colonies: settling new lands, converting indigenous populations to Catholicism, and extracting wealth. They organized settlements, supported church missions, and set up systems to use indigenous labor and natural resources. The wealth they gathered, especially from silver mines in Peru, flowed back to Spain and helped fund the empire's European and global efforts. Different viceroys had different styles of governance. Some focused on improving infrastructure and encouraging trade, while others aimed to increase silver production or fight corruption. During the 18th century, reforms called the Bourbon Reforms changed how viceroys worked. They built roads, reorganized military forces, and tried to tighten control over the church. The system of viceroys lasted until the early 1800s. As Latin American countries fought for independence, the role of viceroys became less relevant. Many were seen as symbols of Spanish authority and were targets during revolutions. When independence was achieved, the viceroy system ended, and new governments took over. The influence of the viceroys still echoes today in the cities, governments, and institutions of Latin America. They helped shape the social and political structures that would last long after Spain lost control.